Next topic, electric flux and the Gauss law. Electric flux may be defined as the total number of the electric field lines passing through a surface area. Suppose we take a surface area which is lying in the plane of paper and it has the area say delta A. It is having the direction perpendicular to the surface and in outward direction say n, therefore delta A is along this direction n. And electric field is making an angle theta with the direction of area. So mathematically delta phi equal to dot product of electric field intensity and the area. If we open this, it is E delta A and cos theta. Theta is the angle between the electric field and the area. Now we check the component of the E which contributes towards the flux. So we resolve this E in two mutually perpendicular directions. One component which is along the direction with theta, this will be always cos theta, which we have earlier explained, and another component will be E sin theta. If we check, this E cos theta is perpendicular to the plane of paper, or we can say it is in the direction of area, hence it is able to cross the surface, while the E sin theta is parallel to the plane of paper or plane of the area, therefore it cannot cross the area. Hence we can say that flux is passing through the surface area delta A is component of electric field which is perpendicular to the plane of the surface, that is the E cos theta, and multiplied by the area. Hence it is E delta A cos theta, or we have written E dot delta A. The same thing we have written here. Now, if surface is a curved surface where E is not constant and area is also changing the direction, then we have to use the integral elementary flux through this elementary surface. And to find the total flux, we integrate this elementary flux. This will give E dot ds. This is the flux of a surface. That means it gives the number of field lines passing through a surface. If we take a closed surface, then this closed surface will enclose a volume, and for a closed surface we write phi equal to, that is the electric flux equal to integral, and on integral we put a circle. This circle refers the closed surface and it will be equal to integral E dot ds. So for a closed surface, linked flux to the surface is integral E dot ds, where this integral have the circle which refers the closed surface. For example, a spherical surface. A spherical surface is a three-dimensional surface. This surface is a closed surface and it encloses a volume. But if we take an hemispherical surface contains only the curved surface. This is the curved surface which is hemisphere in shape. This surface is an open surface. And if we also include this circular surface, then this as a whole, this curved surface plus this circular surface combinedly they form the closed surface, as now they contain say enclose a volume. Electric flux phi, it is a scalar quantity. That means it has only magnitude, it has no direction. Therefore, simple law of additions and subtraction for scalar quantities are applicable for the flux. Unit of the flux is we have written that flux equal to E delta ds. That means E is the electric field intensity and it was written as force per unit charge into delta S. Therefore, we can find the unit as kilogram meter per second square. This is the unit of force divided by Q, that is the coulomb, into delta S. This is the meter square. Therefore, we can say the unit of phi, that is the electric flux, is kilogram meter cube per second square. It is kilogram meter cube per second square and coulomb per second square coulomb. Next we take Gauss law. Next we take the Gauss's law. Gauss law may be defined as the flux of the net electric field through a closed surface equals the net charge enclosed by the surface divided by the epsilon naught. We write this statement as that flux through a closed surface, that is integral E dot ds. This is the flux through a closed surface and it is equal to the total charge enclosed by that surface. So this is the charge enclosed, this is the net charge enclosed and divided by the epsilon naught. This is the Gauss law. Here it is important to note that the for flux, only the charges enclosed by surface are taken. That means in this expression, the charges are those charges which are enclosed by the surface, while E is this is the electric field intensity. This is the resultant field due to all the charges existing in space. This thing we have to remember that in expression of Gauss law, E is the resultant field due to all the charges in the space. For example, if we take some charges plus 1, plus q1, minus q2, plus q3, minus q4, and we take a Gaussian surface like this, this is called a Gaussian surface, or the surface for which we have to find the electric flux. This is an imaginary surface and this surface encloses the charge plus q1, minus q2 and plus q2. So charge enclosed in this expression, this q enclosed are plus q1 minus q2 plus q2. That means net charge enclosed is q1, while the electric field in the expression includes the electric field due to all the charges plus q1 minus q2 plus q2. These are the charges enclosed by the surface, and rather than this, one more charge exists outside the surface, that is minus q4. So all these force contributes for the electric field intensity, while the q enclosed are only the charges which are enclosed by the surface. Now take some example which give more clarity about the Gauss law.